Now let's have a look at the browser in the HTC Mozart phone. This is an Internet Explorer browser because the phone is running on a Windows Mobile 7 operating system, and it's accessible directly here from the home screen. And it's a very fine execution actually of a browser in a mobile phone or a smartphone. As you can see, it doesn't do much. It has URL, the actual content, and then it has three icons down here which are easy to understand. They're not too big. Actually, I think they're a little bit too small. But the icons that you see on the screen are fairly easy to understand. The star down here and the star with the plus sign is similar to what you see in a normal Internet Explorer on your PC or whatever. So it's favorites and add favorites. And over here you have an icon that indicates a series of pages or a series of, well, here it's little squares, but still it's an icon that's also used a lot of other places to indicate more than one thing, more than one file, more than one page, more than one photo. What do I know? So they're easy to understand. Down here you have the number of windows that you have. Here's only one. You have your favorites. And you have the option for adding a favorite. I have it already, so I'll just replace it. And then it's in my list of favorites down here. If I'm on a web page, it behaves as it is supposed to do. If I press a link, I am taken to another web page. And if I press the back key, it takes me back one step. If I tap a text entry field, it brings on the little keyboard. If I tap the URL up here, it brings up another keyboard that's clever because it has .com in it. The three buttons down here indicate extra functionality. I'm not sure if it's the perfect icon or the perfect way of indicating that you have more functionality, but at least it's consistent throughout the phone. And when you see it, it invites you to press it because it has to do something. So not perfect, but still acceptable. You can go one step forward. You can share the page with these three methods. You can find something on the page if you're searching for a specific word. You can pin the page to start, which means that you'll create some sort of a favorite that's directly on the home screen of the phone. And then you can go into settings, and settings are very simple. Allow cookies, let Bing suggest app about mobile, desktop, and delete history. And delete history just deletes everything. Some other phones, Android phones, has the option for deleting only your cookies or only your passwords or only your history. This makes just as much sense to me, and actually more, because normally I want to delete everything. So the basic functionality is easy to understand, easy to use. The icons down here are easy to understand and easy to use as well. And it's possible to go a little bit deeper into this because I can long press stuff. Now if I long press a link, it'll give me some options for new tabs, to copy it or to share it. Sharing is the same method as you saw before. Now there's actually a little error here usability wise because the naming here is a bit strange. You don't have tabs anywhere here, so obviously open a new tab doesn't make sense. Because what you have in here will be your windows, where now you only have one. So my guess is that this is based on an idea of, well, either taking whatever is used on the PC-based browser and putting it into the mobile, or to refrain from using the word Windows, because it's a Windows mobile operating system. You have your Windows icon down here, and if it says Windows somewhere, people might be confused. Personally, I think it should be new window anyway, because again, you don't have tab-based navigation or anything. If I call up the extra functionality here, you can see that it's actually called tabs here, which doesn't make sense either. That's a usability glitch, but it's not a disaster. Most people won't notice that it says tabs here anyway. But there's another error here actually, usability wise. Let's try to open a new window. And of course it's easy to understand. If you press here and you have your open a new tab, you'll know that a new window will appear. But let's say you don't know that a new window will appear. You cannot see it on a link or anything. It's actually possible to do that in the settings. If I go into the privacy statement here, I will open a web page. And it will look like this. And it will load and everything. And you'll notice that, well, there's not much that indicates that you have a new window. So if I go backwards from here in this window that is on top of my old window, I will close the browser, I will return to the home screen. Which of course is confusing because I didn't know that I had a new window. So maybe a new window should open by some kind of small animation like popping up here or something. What do I know? I'm not designing here, I'm just telling what I think about the phone. But it really doesn't indicate to me, apart from the thing down here, that a new window has been opened. And if you have, let's say, 6 or 7 windows open, you won't notice that the little number down here increases by 1 when you open a new window. Also, it's possible to long press images or pictures. If you do that, you will have the options for saving or sharing your picture. Another nice feature that's very handy and very usable. So overall, the browser is easy to use. It has a limited amount of functionality. It does what it's supposed to do, and I can only find 2, let's say, usability errors, one of them being the tab naming, and the other one being the thing about a window that is opened where you don't see that it's a new window, where the indication down here isn't enough for you to notice that a new window is open, and therefore the user might close the browser by mistake and be confused. But still, it's a nice browser, it's a nice execution of a huge bunch of functionality on a normal browser that has been pruned and cut down to the most basic functionality that you will need in your mobile phone or your smartphone browser.